What a weekend, what a weekend, what a weekend. We flipping out in the football world. My Lord, we have done it, people. We have done it. We have finally found the football Thanos. And we are the Avengers. Yo, people, listen. It is Midnight Vibes episode 43. And listen, this whole thing, it's been very mad. So, because it's been mad, because Thanos came out to play and man is still chatting his crud, you know what I'm saying? I had to bring out the whole team. Had to bring out the whole first team, you know what I'm saying? Vibes FC, we are back. The lineup is fresh. It is ready. And we are going to dive into the most ridiculous, controversial, amazing thing that's ever happened in world football. I don't care, man. This thing has been absolutely wild. I'm joined by Vice Captain Kendall. We're joined by Tanya with the braids. We've got Lambs with the nails. We've got David with the new trim.
Come on.
And we've got this stranger who calls herself a team member down there at the bottom, but she's back from injury. Miss Hospital herself. Beatrice, she is back as well.
Miss Gabamin.
All right, Miss Gabamin. Yeah, listen, that guy came into the Premier League for what? You know what I'm saying? For what? But now B is back. Nice to see you. Haven't been injured. You've just been out being busy with real life stuff. How are you doing?
I'm good. No, this week has been mad, so crazy. I was literally refreshing on Twitter every second trying to get all the info. But yeah, I'm happy, boy, because good outcomes. Ed Woodward's gone. So,
oof. All right, listen. We'll get to that in a moment. All right, listen, this guy. We have found a bigger villain than you, my brother. We found a bigger villain. How do you feel that your title is now gone?
Hey, I need to take notes from Perez because the one guy's doing a great job. He's doing a good job. He's blagging his way into absolute nonsense. Oh, it's still happening with what? Super League of 3. Have fun. Go. Have fun.
Get out of here. All right, Lambs, what you saying? You Chelsea fans coming together. You was there. You was there at the protests. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll get into that later as well about what it was like and stuff. But yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, man, not too bad. Obviously, it's been a crazy couple of days, but one thing that's come out of it is that we've all come together. So that's a good thing, man.
Come on now. Yo, Vice Captain Kendall, she's here with us. Seeing the football world come together, seeing teams and clubs fight against evil, seeing a fan base come together and fight against their pagan owners. Does this give you hope that you and your club can do it as well? We'll get into that later. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. I've never seen everyone like each other so much the past few days. It's been kind of nice, hasn't it? It's been all right. I'm quite welcome to it, actually. Although I did get a bit bored, hence why everything's got on my nerves today. Cause it's just been a bit boring today. I'm so used to the drama now. Today I just felt like, well, this is boring, isn't it?
All it is. Yeah, the drama. We got hooked on it. It was injected into our veins. And now it's withdrawal symptoms. It's just like, where is it? Where is the more tea, fam? You know what I'm saying? Spill it. And obviously, and finally, we are here with Tanya, who has now survived.
Survived Jose.
Survived Jose. He is now gone. We'll get into that as well. We've got so much to dive into. This literally the biggest and most craziest 4 days are in football.
Jose just needs to come to Newcastle now. Then we've all had.
Honestly, I said it, Kendall. Go to Newcastle, mate. Go to Newcastle.
You know what I'm saying? He can come home and be a little magpie. I'm fine with it, really, truly.
Kendall. How are you doing? No, not Kendall, sorry. Tanya, how are you doing?
Oh, listen, I'm absolutely fabulous, mate. No more of the spirits, the vodka and all of that.
I'm on the water. I'm on the water because
Yeah.
I'm cleansed. I'm free. I'm free at last. I'm absolutely
Alright.
buzzing. But it's been a
Alright.
crazy couple of days, man. Honestly.
Crazy.
Wow.
All right,
Wow,
we're talking
monumental,
about
man.
drinks. Talking about drinks. Everyone, raise up your drinks. Raise up your glasses. Everyone in the comments as well. I've had
I
this to
mean,
you.
I've got a bottle, but it's only
That's
right. Spurs,
fine. That
innit?
would do.
You know?
Everyone.
It's only right.
I've got coffee and gin. I don't know
All
what's
right,
going
listen,
on. I'm either going to be like wrapped in it now or
That sounds like a leaf.
We toast, people. We toast to defeating Thanos for the first time. We'll do it again soon.
Come
and also
on.
to the fact that the WALLAD and the Terrorist are both gone. All right, cheers.
Praise the
people.
Lord.
Cheers.
Run the pagans. Cheers.
Apple juice is the best juice.
That is right. That is right.
That's
They are in a
correct. I
bone.
can't believe I can't disagree with you on that one.
Apple juice is the best juice. It is.
All right, he said MU says that drama felt better than sex. Yeah, my brother.
Pushing it a bit. You must have had that.
I don't know what sex
Wow.
you are getting, but fam, you might need to get that checked out, fam. You know what I'm saying? Oh, guys, we got hashtag surviving Al Qaeda.
I was gonna say, like, Tanya's looking like she just escaped a toxic relationship. Honestly.
Honestly. I'm free.
Boy, she's glow. Look at the glow. The braids are out. The glow is there. The smile. All right, listen. We love to see it. That's what happens when that guy gets out of your club, man.
Honestly, man.
Shane here says Avengers assemble. Yes, that's right. We are the fans. Were the Avengers. There's a clip that I saw where it was basically the end scene, the ending fight from Endgame. And all you had like the tags of like all the people involved, so all the football people like Gary Neville, you had PSG, Jamie Carragher, all like football YouTube content creators, all charging forward against Perez and these WALLADs and these pagans, fam. So it's just beautiful scenes of glorious emotion. Hold tight, Hugh Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Guys, where to flip it start? Where to start? Okay, you know what? We have to start with the day or it's Sunday. We have to start there. It was all mad because Jose actually got sacked. Was it that day or the day before? Jose got sacked.
Literally.
Jose got sacked.
No, I swear Jose got sacked
Wait,
Monday.
no, it was the day after.
It was the day after. Yeah.
Monday.
It was
was
the day
Monday.
after. Yeah, because remember it was a whole distraction. So yeah, it was the day after.
I remember now. So yeah, Sunday. We're getting ready to watch the United game. Either you're hoping they win, hoping they lose. Brexit FC got put in the mud. We love to see it. But yeah, we're there. Just chilling, waiting to see what happens. You get little inklings. Oh, Super League. Oh, teams coming together. What's this? You're like, nah, nothing. Half time comes and it's real. It's legit. And no one even cares about the game no more. It's legit gone mad. So I want to go to Kendall first. When you heard the news drop on that Sunday, what did you feel?
Well, I had a busy day. Like I watched, I went for my family dinner. Atletico were playing in the afternoon. I had a stream on Sunday. Yeah, my first stream with obviously the Newcastle girls. And then literally after that, I was like waiting for Midnight Vibes, and I was like, shit. Really? Oh, what? Oh, sorry, I had to swallow there. So everyone. Where's taking us? And I was like, oh God. And then obviously we were meant to stream. So it was all a bit wild, and I was just waiting I was looking on Twitter because Twitter's like my newspaper. See, like I just use Twitter as my newspaper. And everything was just rolling through. There was this was joining, so and so was joining. Liverpool put a statement out. No, it wasn't Liverpool, it was Arsenal first, being like, we are one of the founding members of the Super League. I was like, oh my God, it's really happening. Then as we went live, obviously we didn't do Midnight Vibes necessarily, but we did like a stream and kind of rolled into Midnight Vibes.
Yeah, episode 42.5.
Yeah, it was random. And everyone was just coming on, shouting about it. I was like, oh my God, football's ruined. Like everyone was like, I was literally practically crying. I was like, oh my God, like this is what's going to happen, like the world's ending. And that's how it actually felt. I was like, oh my God, it literally, what is actually happening? It was just wild. I felt like it was actually like Dom was like Matrix vibes. Like literally, I felt like things weren't real.
Yeah, it was very mad. B, you was watching Man United play. They win 3-1. But did you even care about the result and Mason Greenwood getting 2 goals because of this news?
it quickly became irrelevant because then we saw the Super League news and I was like thinking, oh, what's going on? Then people were already speculating, and then they said, oh, it's going to drop at 10:30. So I was waiting. It didn't come. It came 11:30 or something. And I was thinking, what? These people are mad. And then once I saw Arsenal's tweet, I was like, the shamelessness of that. Why? What is that? Why do they sound like they're bragging? That's just embarrassing.
Their chest was high, in fact. Their chest was out.
High, for no reason. And then City and United didn't tweet, and I was like, okay, thank God. At least they're not tweeting because it looks stupid right now. Then everyone's coming with all their, whatever they think that is going to happen. But I was meant to be revising. I dropped everything. I was like, no, this is too. I need to get onto the news. Like
I couldn't even sleep after it all. I was like, oh God, what am I going to wake up to in the morning?
It's all mad. We're gonna move on to David in a second, but first, Shane here says, "Can I wish his girlfriend a happy birthday?" Yeah, listen, I want to, and I will.
How are you saying that name there?
How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce
that?
Aoife, yeah.
Is it Aoife?
Oh. Yeah, just because I know it Aoife and it's spelled like that.
Oh, okay, okay, good. I'm glad someone knew because I would not want to put.
I love how you just went like, can you wish my girlfriend a happy birthday?
Yeah. So how's one pronounce that again, Tanya?
Aoife.
Happy birthday, Ether, from everyone from Midnight Vibes. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, we'd love to see it. Beautiful, wonderful member of Vibes FC, and obviously, just for you, I hope the pagans get bun. I hope the pagans get bun just for you on your birthday. Come on now. we love to see it. Right, we're gonna continue on. David, you saw the letter they put out, the statement they put out was the most tragic letter I've ever seen in my life. Listen, it looks like something I would make in IT in year 8, fam. You know, when you just first learn how to use Microsoft Word and that. Disgraceful. But you see the letter, you see this statement, what runs through your head? You're like, this is a joke, this is banter, or you're like, oh crap, this is serious.
It was embarrassing. It was so bad. Literally, the letter looked like KJ. I'm not sure if you have experienced this. You know when your boys got in a fight and the head teacher was like, all of you write a report. And you've all gone, hey boys, let's all write the same thing yet. All of them, it was like, we are founding members of the Super League and we're very proud to be. And I was thinking, hold on a sec, half of you ain't even won a European trophy yet. So what's going on? Arsenal in 10th. Literally, Gary Neville was there like 1-1 with Fulham. And he would have been Super League. You're embarrassing. Embarrassing. I mean, I know United beat Burnley, but you struggled. Chris Wood was having a field day. Tarkowski was bodying Harry Maguire.
We won.
He wasn't even having a field day.
I know they won. But it's not like it was like a comfortable. The thing is with the Super League, I would have understood it if every single week Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea were battering every team. Every single one of these teams, if they were battering each other and literally be top 6 in a 30-point drop, I'd be like, you know what? I sort of understand. But the fact that half these teams aren't even in their qualifying spot for the Champions League, how have you made a Super League? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It was a joke.
It was a joke, man. And then you got Lambs. You see it now. Man United win 3-1. You've got your game a couple of days later. You got Tuchel's press conference coming up as well. You see this letter. You're just like, what are you thinking?
For me, it was a bit mind blowing, and it took me like a full 2 days for it to kind of sink in. Like even before kind of like the protest and even going to the protest, I still kind of couldn't really believe what was happening. And I think it was coming off that FA Cup win that we had against Manchester City as well. And I remember we were talking about the Midnight Vibes episode as well. Do I want to come on so we can talk about us getting to a final? And it was just literally everything was just completely overshadowed by this news because it's just like, what's the point?
I actually forgot, I actually forgot you guys beat Man City on the weekend. Like this is how mad it's been. Man City
so
lost.
Bad.
No quadruple, no quadruple.
It's done.
No, and no official treble. And yet I forgot. Because
so there was to talk about, but it was just overshadowed because this news just took over everything. Like it was just mad. Like absolutely, I couldn't believe it. I was just seeing like, oh my God, this is football franchising. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just I was already like, imagining halftime shows in my head, finals, playoffs being played in Singapore or in Washington, DC. Like it was just.
It was all mad. It was all mad. Guys, smash the like button for this craziness that happened this weekend. If you enjoyed the drama deep down, deep down in all the pain, there was some joy to be had in all the drama, because we're getting into the juicy stuff. We're going to talk about Perez next and the things that he was saying, and then we're going to move on to the managers and whatnot. But boy, it's all mad. We got some super chats before we go into the rest of it. So put Daniel Levy, Enoch, and Joe Lewis in prison and throw it away a key forever. Oi, Enoch out. He's not happy about that. We got David T here. Our guy says the Super League lasted shorter than Champions League game week. KJ, my captain, the revolution continues. Big up you lot. Your smiles make my day. Oi, our guy DT, the real DT. You know what I'm saying? We got some happy birthdays for Ether in there as well. We love to see it. So you got John Barnes said fans didn't win. His point is Sky, UEFA, FIFA, and the clubs will charge high subscription and ticket prices. Hard to disagree from me. The process doesn't stop until it continues. That it still continues. That is true. Like we haven't won yet. Mm-hmm. We still got pagans in terms of like you said, the FIFA, UEFA, the Premier League, the FA, our clubs. Still got pagans that need to be got, but the resistance is growing, and we love to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at some of your comments. We go, Roman's army made everything happen. Big up the Chelsea fans. You guys did put in a lot of effort for it to go. He said, Sean here says, it's like a butt came up with that. He's talking about the document they showed everyone for their statement. It was absolutely disgraceful. CJ Lesend says, let's all be sure to mark down the 20th of April as the day greedy businessmen tried to take over football from us. Then we told them to piss off. Hey, come on now, let's go. We love to see it. And also, words from the best DM is here. You know what I'm saying, man? Like ads in the comments, we love to see it. Listen, we have to talk about Thanos. This guy, man, was so brazen, fam. I remember, he was like the Perez interviews happening, and then he got pushed back, and then it finally came out. And my man was chatting the most crap I've ever heard. To be fair, half of it was crap. The other half. The other half was shots, fam. He was sending for your UEFA, which again, I do not mind at all. But B, I want to come to you first. Perez, his first interview that he did. What was the thing that gripped you the most in terms of what is he saying? Like, this guy does not know what he's on about.
I think so much has happened. I can't even remember what he said. All I was thinking was that he was mad. That's all I thought. Because I thought, how are you so brave to come out here, say, oh, you want to start your own league and it's where the elite are going to play, and you think nothing's going to happen? Like, who are you? I don't understand. The bravery was commendable. It was a bit funny, but I thought he was absolutely crazy. And I'm glad he's been pushed down a peg or two. I'm glad people have told him to shut up. But no, he's funny. It was crazy. It was a crazy day. It's funny though. Some people were kind of agreeing with him. I saw that quite a bit, but I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work." Where you think you can just there was no way.
For me, some of it is I just realized you can't do maths. Man said, young 16 to 24-year-olds.
That's what wound me up.
Don't watch football. So if that is the case, that means 60% do, bruv. You clown, fam. You know what I'm saying? Majority.
60% is actually good, because in this day and age where social media is a thing, there's so much to be entertained by it. For you to have 60%, that's actually really good considering. So you best be happy with that. And how you think creating a Super League is going to make the rest of the 40% join you, I don't understand. If they don't like football, they don't like football. But
so this is what I'm saying. You're David. 40% of 16 to 24-year-olds apparently don't watch football. What did you think? When you heard that, what was you thinking?
It's not true. It's not true. Like even my friends who don't like football, when Champions League final comes on, they'll still want to know what happened. Like there are certain events, World Cup. Hey, World Cup! Everyone suddenly,
people like World Cup.
Football, suddenly they're talking about how Harry Kane needs to drop a bit 2 yards deeper and play a bit of ball. Like honest, to sit here and tell me that 16 to 24-year-olds don't like football, it's absolute nonsense. And then man was like, "Oh, PSG, if they don't want to join, we'll just make our own one."
Yeah.
Hey, bro. I understand it'd be cool to have the Delhi Warriors or whatever, but they got no history in it. They'll just come in, you give them 800 mil, but no one's gonna want to join them. They're Delhi. Who wants to go live in Delhi? Like, no offense, but as a footballer, like the Delhi's got no history to it. There's no like, oh, go Liverpool, let's go Anfield. There's nothing to it. You can't make a PSG out of nowhere. Oh, Bayern Munich don't want to join. It's fine. We'll make our own one.
Man said as well. We saw Murray because they got threats from UEFA and the Premier League and teams getting kicked out. They're going to ban international players from playing in their national teams. Tanya, man said to that, we could just make our own World Cup. We'll just make our own World Cup. Like this guy was chatting the most. What did you think about his comments when it comes to? We'll talk about the UEFA comments in a second. But when it came to just the Super League, what he was saying, he was trying to save football. Do you think that's true?
I just think he's obviously been smoking hella zoots, and it's got to his head. Like, I can't take him serious. I wasn't really listening to a lot of what he's saying. It's all waffle. It's all rubbish. I mean, for him to come out and say some of the things he said, absolutely wild. It's all driven by greed. He don't care about the fans. None of these lot care about the fans. And yeah, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And what made me laugh when he was like, oh, it's all binding and everything. No clubs can leave. Well, you know what? Suck on it, because we ain't in it anymore.
Oi, talking about that. Man's still talking, My man's still talking. He said...
Is he? What's he saying now?
He said literally, he's just been on an interview. I don't know if it's finished or not, but like these are in the last hour. He said this. He said the signed contracts are binding. Premier League clubs cannot leave like this. Man said you can't leave like this. Like you can't just leave. He said we will not file a complaint, but there are serious people and we'll find serious solutions together. So man's just saying like, oh, the fam, it's still happening. He still thinks it's on.
Yeah, he said it's no one's left. There's still 12 clubs because no one's really left. I'm like,
yeah.
They put
I'm telling
out.
you, he can't do maths. He cannot do maths because I'm pretty sure 6 take away 12 is not 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, geez,
more.
man, this
Atletico
guy.
Madrid have left today. Inter Milan
Yeah,
have
it's like
left.
it's literally 9. It's literally 3. It is literally 3.
Yeah.
It's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Juventus at this point.
Oh, but I think he said AC Milan haven't left either in his recent comments as well.
He's
This
a
guy.
madman.
Nah, he's crazy,
madman.
man.
Some of his
Oi.
comments are actually just getting too much. Like, it's just too much. He just said, Chelsea fans, there were 40 people outside Stamford Bridge, and if you want, I'll tell you who took them there.
What does that mean?
Okay, well,
Isn't it? I tell you for a fact, there are more than 40 people.
Yeah, we can
Like,
see.
I actually don't think he's all right, Hughes. I think there needs to be an intervention or something. Like, what is going on?
So I'm
Oi,
saying
what was
he's
that
taking
old? What was that
something.
old comment?
He
What was
might
that
be
old
out-
He
comment
said,
he made?
I am not tired.
he might be
even
having
at-
a breakdown.
I am not tired even at this age. All my life I went to bed late and got up early.
What does that
Bread
mean?
is bread
bro?
and cheese is cheese.
It's legit. It's basically bread is bread, cheese is cheese.
Cheese is cheese, yeah.
These brothers going
Man
absolutely mad.
said you can't get on the Super League like that. Not like that.
Not like that.
He also has just said, I know Mbappe, I know everybody, and I'm friends with everybody.
Okay.
What? All right, listen. You clearly are because you're clearly friends with
He is
40%
wild.
of 16 to 24-year-olds, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
Flipping out,
He's
bro.
having a breakdown. He's
Oi,
having a
Lambs.
breakdown.
Oi, Lambs. I want to know, who are these 16 to 24-year-olds that he's interviewing, that he's doing a questionnaire for? Who are they? Where are they, bro?
I don't know. Do you know what? It's a really good question, actually. That's probably why David was just like, yeah, it's not true. And as for the 40 people outside Stamford Bridge, well, I can tell you because I was there, physically present there, and there was not just 40 people there. And I can tell you, he did not bring me there, nor did he send anybody to bring me or anybody else there. So yeah, in response to that, I think it's clear to say the guy is currently having a breakdown. But yeah, the atmosphere there was just immense. Like I was actually a bit apprehensive to kind of go because I was thinking, are people actually going to go? Like people say they're going to turn up for things, but when it comes down to it, do they really mean it? Are they just going to think, oh, other people speak on my behalf, there's no need for me to go? But kind of going there, like, it was great, I ran into a few people as well, which was good. We got a point across, like the emotion there. It felt like an actual match stage, you know what I mean? And it's so nice to kind of see the atmosphere because we haven't, had fans for a really long time. So being there and just hearing that, oh, okay, we're about to pull out, and somehow we've coerced City to pull out as well. Like the start of actually like real change actually happening, man. It was.
You know what? Yeah.
No, it was epic. Absolutely epic.
We'll come to this because we've got a whole section. We've got a section about this. It's called the collapse. So we'll talk about the collapse in a bit. But I want to talk about this. You see this whole Chelsea and Man City were backed into a corner. Nonsense, bro.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
It's actually nonsense. How is Roman being backed into a corner? It doesn't even make sense. How is that possible? It's Roman.
Big Roman, big Roman.
Into corners. He backs people into corners.
Exactly.
Again, like I understand, like on face value, he can't. I understand, like the whole he won't be backed into a corner. I understand that, but again, from a business point of view, you can understand why they did go. Like
exactly.
From business wise,
do it.
100%, I agree. No, I'm not denying. I know. I still think
not business wise, money wise. Let's not forget the business is the football club.
Money wise,
it wasn't for the best interest of business.
Money wise, it was good because obviously 400 mil, you're gonna take it. Why would you not take it? But it's just the fact you would have thought like if this 400 mil actually doesn't mean anything because effectively no one's gonna watch. Because we're going to get bored.
Not many matches. 400 mil for all of them for coming in, or like there's 400 mil for some teams, and then they staggered it, and other teams would get 100 mil. Again, already showing that it wasn't about even playing field for the big teams. It was just about money.
It was about bailing Perez out. It was about bailing Perez out.
All he kept talking about was Real Madrid and Barcelona. He was like, Barcelona and Real
Obsessed.
Madrid are in
And the mad thing
so
is,
much debt. Like, we really need this because we're in a really bad pandemic. And then in the next sentence, he said, oh, this was planned 10 years ago. He just literally said it was because of the pandemic. Absolute freak.
in the thing is, in his Super League, there was also hierarchy anyway. So like Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Man United got more money than anyone. So even going into it, like from like it's a bad idea.
Honestly, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Bad idea.
I want to see what you're saying.
Bad idea.
We got artificial intelligence says they're all willingly accepted. It's all backtracking from them. Don't fall for it, fans, and that's true. I've seen bare Chelsea fans be like, oh yes, my Roman, my owner, he backed out first, and he still said yes. This is
the thing. Look at the bigger picture, man. Come on.
So none of them should get praised. None of them should get praised at all. If I see you praising them
again, could you imagine how much respect a team would have had if they had just stayed? If they had just gone, we don't want to go into this. Again, my second team, I'm going to call them my second team now because I'm that proud of them. Dortmund were like, no, we're too good for that. Karl-Heinz Ricken and all the man them were like, nah, we're too good. That's what a real team does. They say no. I'm gassed.
Indiana saying stop defending Roman. It's right because if he ordered it to come out, he ordered it to come in. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Also, you're not embarrassing. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm not here trying to like shift who is worse than who because listen, my pagan owners tried to push this and create this themselves, innit? So I'm not saying that, but you know how embarrassing it is to be Sheikh Mansour and Roman Abramovich and be like, ooh, I was pushed into a corner. I couldn't do anything, bro. No one kidnapped your family. No one did up taken. Who did up taken on your family? No one. You know what I'm saying? You man were just weak.
I think they thought that okay, basically, you know, Perez and the Glazers, FSG conkeys, whatever, they were like, oh, listen, we're all going. If you don't come with us, then you're gonna become irrelevant very quickly. So they were thinking, oh, like if that's the case, then if everyone's going, we might as well. So I think that was the thinking behind it. But to say backed into a corner is a bit premature.
Oh,
You even saw it in the news reports. These men were like, oh, these really great teams and Spurs. Even the news reporters knew that it was.
Honestly, I died at that. You know, it made us think of that. Remember when they interviewed that guy and he was like, "Oh, do you watch football?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Do you know Manchester United?" Manchester United, yeah. And then he was like, "Arsenal." Yeah. And then he was like, "Tottenham, who? Hotspur."
No, listen, this is the thing. This is what made me so mad, yeah. The cheek of Daniel Levy, yeah, to try and get us into the club, bro. How are we even in that club?
Oi,
Like,
fam, you know what
we
it is, yeah?
have won the Premier League in 1961, one trophy under this ownership, and they want to go and join a Super League. Oh,
no, you know what it is, yeah?
You
You know when you're going out, yeah? Or you know when you're going out, yeah, and everyone's suited and booted, everyone looks sick, yeah? And you got that one boy who's a bum, you know what I mean? That one of your boys.
It's like that picture of Aubameyang when he was at like Ballon d'Or or something, and he came in jeans, a gemstone t-shirt.
This is what I mean, like literally, your boy is just extra crusty, yeah. So you have to borrow him some clothes, let him use your shower, and then let him use a fake ID because he's too young as well.
Man shows up to the club in trainers, fam. Embarrassing.
Like, literally, he's embarrassing. Literally, it's one of those ones where the security guards kept on. You know when they keep on looking at your ID, like.
Yeah, like
there's something going on here. You know what I'm saying? And then they just slipped the security guard a little bit of pee, yeah, and then the cup. That's Spurs. Oh, I've got a quote here from Perez from today. He said, "People say this isn't about football merit, but it's wrong. Those 15 clubs earned it on the pitch. They've been winning trophies for the last 20 years. How can you say they haven't earned it? No. What trophies have Spurs won?
All I'm saying, two teams, Birmingham, Swansea. That's all I've got to say in it. Birmingham and Swansea.
Oh, listen.
Both won Carabao Cups more recently.
Wigan, come up to the Super League because you've won the same amount as Tottenham in 20 years, bro.
Literally.
You know, it's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Oh, so we spoke about Chelsea. We spoke a bit about Man City. There's not much more to say about them because no one really chats about them. You know what I mean? They're just there. We spoke about Spurs. Now we have to talk about these three. The head pagans, fam. These guys that come from a place called America, bruv. You know what? Yeah, I've got nothing against American people. They seem to be nice, lovely people. Well, half of them anyway. And we got all three of these pricks. Yeah, I'm gonna call it how it is. Just trying to cause up trouble. You know, B. Manchester United was getting reported to be one of the driving forces of the Super League. As a Man United fan, when you heard that, how did you feel?
I wasn't surprised. I saw Ed Woodward as one of the vice. He was what was he? The
vice chairman.
Vice chairman of the Super League. I'm like, of course you're gonna be there because that's what he's good at. Being a bloody idiot. That's what he is. It's like he's greedy first and foremost, and like this is all he's been about, money. So it's no surprise that he was the driving force, and he obviously had to resign because he's bloody embarrassed. He's embarrassed.
No.
He couldn't go back to his job.
You're not embarrassed.
We'll get in a moment. All right, the whole section for Woodward's gonna be wonderful. Kendall, Liverpool though, this great club, this amazing team with who care about the fans and we are connected to the people and you never walk alone and all of that. David Carragher said something correct, which I'll agree with. It's not the football clubs who did this, the owners. Yeah. But were you surprised that Liverpool Football Club and their owners were one of the teams that turned out to be one of the driving forces in this?
No, because in this modern day of owners, like you don't get a lot of actual like integral like people with actual care for the football club. So it didn't necessarily surprise me in that way. But for all that Liverpool Football Club stands for and is meant to stand for, it's meant to be like a community club, as you say, like you'll never walk alone, like that. Just what they did was not reflective of that club whatsoever. It's been known through years and years and years being like a community club. Like it does a lot of if you see like Jordan Henderson does a lot of like charity work, like he does a lot of visits to fans and things like that, which you don't see from a lot of clubs. And yeah, they just completely undermined everything about it. Jurgen Klopp obviously took Gary Neville's comments slightly too personally. He was like, well, I don't know why you're talking about the club, but it's not
He
me.
was triggered.
He was pressed.
He's
He was like, and I want to see him in the hot seat. And Gary Neville was just like, okay, and just started listing off things that he'd done in the pandemic.
Said, why do I live in your head rent free?
And,
Like, man, why am I like, relax, fam? All right, now, we'll get into the managers and some of the rebuttals and some of the players that came out, especially some of the pundits as well in a sec. But yeah, Klopp was pressed. Pop was pressed. We've got DTE says the event should just show that the teams in that tournament are in serious debt. They needed our English team. So is this the Newcastle 2020-23 treble off? Oh yeah. So like when the man will go. It looks like
maybe not, because maybe now our takeover might happen.
Doubtful.
Anyway,
Maybe.
Come on, be a bit hopeful, David.
Maybe. Let her have hope. Let her have hope.
Yeah, let her have hope.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
There's
Guys,
one more club.
You know, David is evil. You know, he doesn't
he's
want
evil.
any
He's
other
evil.
rival teams do well. Like,
He
It's because
is the Perez
going to
of
be
this show.
competing with Chelsea.
Hey,
That's why.
I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be given that title. Do you know how good a villain I've got to be to get that? I'm
Not
gassed.
Perez. Oh, no, Perez.
You
That's
were
too much.
Perez, that's what you are.
Oi, KJ
Oi.
moving like Mayweather when he's reading. Oi, shut up, bro. Why the vibes
Wait,
are
I love
fam?
it.
Why
Man,
do you
love
like that?
that.
Man didn't graduate primary school.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Hence why I'm here.
Do you graduate
KJ
KJ, you just kind of
That's what I'm
leave?
thinking. Like you just.
No, yeah,
you
I-
know.
clearly.
I left my primary school. Sorry, David. The graduation's at your primary school. Sorry. My little school.
I say, oi, well, you one of them primary schools. You one of them primary schools that got the little hats and the little scrolls and that when you left in it.
Scrolls?
Freaking
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
David, the
Scrolls?
rest
scrolls, bro.
David, the rest of us just went to secondary school. That's
I'm about to say,
Literally
we didn't
just
see
went
down about graduation, bro. Oi, my man went to
You didn't
Hogwarts
have leaving
Junior, fam.
assembly. You never had leaving assembly. You never
Bro.
got any certificates.
Yeah, we had leavers assembly where
I didn't get
cried
no
over things.
certificate.
I didn't get
Nah,
a certificate.
But like,
Our school went like proper, like I got awarded best sportsman with like most merits and shit. I was
David, when you're the only black kid in your area, of course they're gonna give you the greatest sportsman. Like,
That's true. But I was
just-
there. I was rapid. I'm rapid.
Exactly, because all of them were slow because too busy for eating them fish fingers and beans at home and that. You know what I'm saying? He was getting that chicken.
like
Like,
they didn't even give us
that meaty food of fish and chips, you know, dead.
All right, shut up, bro. Anyway, we got a comment here. KJ, don't mix. You never know. Walk alone with this. Listen. I wasn't saying it to try and take a dig at Liverpool. Now you're moving like Klopp.
we were saying that what the owners did doesn't match what the club.
Yeah, it doesn't
for,
match. It doesn't
actually.
match the ethos of your club. If anything, we're condemning the fact that they did that because that is an actual disgrace. Because that song means so much to your club. The fact that they're doing this, it shouldn't be like that. Listen. There's one more club we need to speak about before we move on to what the managers were saying. Flipping Arsenal.
Shameless club, man. Shameless.
Honestly,
Shameless.
man.
I'm sorry. That Twitter statement. I can't.
That Twitter statement was drafted 4 months before because all they did was click.
Them
We're
man
going to
were
be
gassed,
first out
bro.
there.
I think they tweeted first. Yeah.
They tweeted first. They couldn't wait to be. You know what it is? They wanted to win something. What they wanted to win something. That's why.
That club had Mesut Ozil paying their friggin' mascots wages, and they're sitting there saying, "Ooh, Super League, we're going to join this Super League." Even though literally Ozil was literally paying for Gunnosaurus to stay in his job.
Shit, this is what I mean. Them man laid off how many? 55 jobs, and they want to brag about Super League.
55 jobs. 55 jobs to get a worse version of Aubameyang in Aubameyang himself.
Oh my days. Embarrassing. Absolute joke. It don't make it even funnier, yeah? It's the fact that Gary Neville was like, Arsenal?
No.
I've ever watched
He
the
was
champions.
fuming. He was
The
It was
fuming.
champions of
it was
San
like-
Marino.
Yeah, Arsenal and Tottenham. How they managed to wrangle their way
He
in.
loves a little dig. He loves a little dig at Spurs, doesn't he?
When
Loves
he
it.
was going through the clubs, he was like Chelsea City, new money, Liverpool United, biggest clubs in England. I don't even care about Tottenham.
No
Arsenal. Arsenal. Oh, nah, them man got
No
dragged through the
rating.
mud. But you know what's mad, yeah? There's so many Arsenal fans up for it. There's so many Arsenal because
Really?
they were like, yo,
Yes.
we're back in the big time. We're back in the big time, boys. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, instead
Like-
of getting pammed by Burnley and Fulham and them man every week, it's now they
Getting
get
pammed
pammed
by Juve.
by Juve instead. Like,
It's just like, oh, listen, they would be, you know what's peak, yeah? Spurs and Arsenal would actually be the Burnley and the
Yeah, we'd be
Fulham.
relegation for them.
Yeah,
Literally.
you would be down there.
Literally.
You guys would just
We
get
would
pammed.
be down there, mate. I'm telling
imagine
you.
19 and 20th. And
Can we just appreciate there's so many salty Arsenal fans in the comments now? I literally don't know why. I was quoting Gary Neville. I did not say that. I'm like, Newcastle's a small club. Newcastle's this and that and the other.
Oh, get over it.
Waking in me
Get-
boots.
Oh, it said Samuel said I'd rather have KJ's hairline than the Conky's back. Or listen. Listen.
Then
Back
back
the Cronkies.
Back the Conky's. Either way, Samuel. That hairline your hairline is fake, fam. Like I've seen your real hairline for an 18-year-old boy. Yeah, I've never seen such a shameful.
Samuel
hairline
doing
in my
up
freaking life.
fraudulence, yeah, with his
Yeah,
hairline.
doing
Doing
fraud,
up
fam. Yeah,
fraudulence.
fam. Have you seen those videos on TikTok where the man them get them toupees that stick to their head? That's Samuel, bro. Man's looking like an absolute 74-year-old man, and he's 16, fam. Like what the heck, bro? It's peak for him. Man can barely play pro clubs as well. Disgraceful.
Oh, wow.
I love you, Sam. I love you, Sam. I love you. You know I do. Anyway, yeah, guys, smash the like button for us. All right, listen, the Super League. Oh, how beautiful was the drama, man. Smash the like button for you. The drama was great. Remember to share it out to all them charlatans that catching the vibe. We've had how many days? Like 3 days, 4 days of
I don't even know what day
madness.
it is, mate. I don't
You know
even
what
know
I'm
what
saying?
day
It's
it is.
been so mad. It's been so mad. Yo, come here and enjoy the vibes. Just having a good time talking about the biggest event in world football. I was looking at some of the comments there. What are you guys talking about? You know what I'm saying? You guys are just coming at each other.
Arsenal are a
What
big club, allegedly.
It's Arsenal fans. They're so salty, Kendall's right.
Hey,
All right, listen. All right, listen. Arsenal are a big club. Like David said,
They are.
allegedly. We have to put that
But the thing is, they are a big club. They're just not doing great at the moment. I don't really understand
big
the
club.
issues.
They haven't been
Big
doing
club,
great for a long
Zero
time.
Champions League.
But
No,
Invincibles, guys, Invincibles, you know.
Yeah, but
Oi.
big and successful can be like exclusive of each other. Like
Zero
they are a
Europa.
big club. They're a well-supported
They're a
club.
massive club, yeah.
They've got more Premier Leagues than us, David. So
Do they?
Oh, and Spurs put together, mate.
you mean first divisions, not actual Premier.
oh,
Oi,
David,
Arsenal.
come on.
Oh,
listen, no.
God.
Different name, but
Arsenal,
it's still a league title.
Oh, Mish, you're Mish. Arsenal fans were against it, but I'm talking about the ones that wasn't, fam. You know what I'm saying? When I saw people who were in favor of the Super League, more time they were Arsenal
Mostly.
fans. Like,
No, and
more
some
time they
Tottenham
were
fans
Arsenal
were for it as well. Like some Tottenham
Yeah,
fans were like,
yeah.
the stadium's going to be paid off. You
Yeah.
know, Harry Kane's going to stay. Like some Tottenham fans were for it as well. So
Like,
yeah, man.
I love this one. This guy here just says Spurs are trash as well.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for that.
that is
Pick up you.
that is that playground insult, bro. You know when you get absolutely parred at school and that you're like, well, your head is big too. You know what I mean?
And then, but then you like really start deep in your life. You're like, oh my god, is my head actually that big? And you're just like, okay. Ben's comment was the best though. Ben's comment was like, the salt is kept in the middle of the table, so it all makes sense.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That is
yes,
so
too,
peak.
Ben.
Oh, Ben, my brother. I'll try and find that comment so I can put it up there. Ronaldo says, Cronky reminds me of the Monopoly man trying to reap where he didn't sow. Oh, that is true, man. Yo, Ben, where is this guy? Is that Bars for Kendall's Ben as well? Or is that a different Ben?
No, that's a different Ben.
Oh, where's Bars for Kendall's Ben, man? The Bars champion. I miss him, bro.
He's not
I
here
absolutely
today.
miss him. Ah, man. Anyway, Ben, I can't find your comment. Great comment, though. Absolutely amazing comment. Right. Let's move on. The news came out. Things were looking crazy. But press conferences had to be spoken due to the games that were played in week. Thomas Tuchel was the first to speak. And he didn't say much. He didn't say much. He kept it very ambiguous, very close to the chest. David, from what you saw Tuchel say at that time, did you think he did the right thing of just leaving it alone and being like, you know what, yeah, I'm not going to give my personal opinions on this yet?
Yeah, 100%. At that time, literally, they'd just been told it about 20 minutes before. So to then come out and be like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. This is absolutely outrageous. We shouldn't do it without knowing anything. For all we know, the Super League, they could have just been like, all we're going to do is have a little summer tournament and then we're going to donate an extra 6 billion to charity. If he then comes out and says, I don't like the Super League, everyone's like, what, you hate charity or something? Like, he didn't know what it was really. So to come out and be like, he's absolutely 100% against it would have been stupid. He left it open-ended. And he said he trusts in the club to make the right decision. Ultimately, they made the right decision. So his words now look like a bit of wisdom from my.
I'm not being funny though, as well. Like,
I'm going to take it as I'm going to look at it. I'm going to put my blue glasses on and just leave it.
Blue tinted glasses.
I think
I'll just leave it.
It's an absolute disgrace that they're getting the managers to talk about the Super League. Like, you're putting them in such a difficult position when they didn't know nothing about it. Like, even Ryan Mason, he's been in the job like for 2 days, not even 2 days, and they're asking him about it. I think it's a disgrace. Why aren't these owners coming out and saying why they're for this Super League? Absolute joke, mate. But I think Tuchel, he conducted himself well. I thought he said all the right things, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true. He did very well. Guys, smash the like button for the managers, the players, and the pundits for doing what they're doing. We're going to talk about them more as well. Make sure you share this out and subscribe to the Football Terrace. You know, over 500 you're watching. We want to get that up. I know it's midweek, but fam, there's more Perez quotes than that. So I know you're awake. So come here and catch the vibes because the church is open. Right, talking about managers. Next manager we're going to talk about. Actually, should we talk about? Yeah, we'll talk about them. We'll talk about managers first and get on to the pundits and the players. Klopp, he was up next. He did more of his talking from the game itself, pre-game and post-game. Lambs, from what happened, he reiterated his dislike for the Super League from 2 years ago when asked him about before. Do you think he handled the situation well, or did he get a bit too rattled when it came to Gary Neville?
Well, we all know what Gary Neville can be like, and we all know what Klopp can be like. Klopp is known to be very vocal, very emotional. Like, he's always kind of been like that as well. I mean, we all saw how rattled he got in some of the interviews when Liverpool went on that terrible run that where they lost like 6 games in a row. You could see how rattled he was getting. I think ahead of Manchester United, that time the FA Cup, like that. You could just see it in his face. So he's the kind of guy where when he's feeling the pressure, it shows. It really shows. But I think him, rightly so, like Tanya said, and what David said, to echo them both, I think it's a terrible position. Like, the managers of these clubs and even the players themselves have kind of been put in, because in the space of coming off the weekend games, some people coming off a FA Cup semi-final, some people coming off a Premier League game fixture. Everyone's fighting for places and points. It's just kind of like, what's the point? Does this game mean anything? If we win, do we get back into the top 4? I mean, are we like Chelsea and Liverpool? It was so very because they were both playing for a place in the top 4, but it's like, does it matter? And then obviously the threats from UEFA and FIFA, who, don't get me wrong, but also corrupt in their own way, and that's another conversation for another day. But that's true. But the fact of the matter is, they're facing threats like, oh, you can't play for your country if you do this. You can't do this. You're withdrawn from this. All your titles are going to be stripped. So everyone's sitting there thinking, like, the whole purpose of our season, like everything that we've got left to be like fighting for, what's the point? What's the incentive? Like, it's a really crappy position. So yeah, I think it's unfair to put the blame on the players, but shout out to Klopp. I
Yeah,
love
but
I love his vocal energy, man.
I
Yeah,
love it. It's
can't
so
win.
entertaining, man. It's box office when he starts acting like that, when he starts throwing little hissy fits. Oh, I love it. Get the popcorn out, mate.
But
Get the
when your
popcorn
man,
out.
when a certain manager was doing it for you and his fits, you were having
Listen,
it.
don't mention that guy to me, please.
All right, listen. We're gonna move on to one more manager, then we're gonna talk about the players and the pundits. I've seen articles praising Klopp, praising players, praising Tuchel. But one guy who did the most work out of all the managers was Josep Guardiola. You know what I'm saying? Guardiola, yeah? His interview was absolute fire. B, when you saw the quotes come out, what did you think about Pep's interview?
I thought he was the only one that didn't like skirt around the issue. Like he was, he kind of made his position known quite boldly. So I kind of like that about him. He said it how he felt, and like you said, people people were praising Klopp and Tuchel, but I didn't see much praise for Pep. But I think he handled it quite well, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think the managers knew that much about it from hearing them speak. Like they knew a little bit, but I think they were probably as surprised as us that it kind of actually went ahead in the time that it did. But yeah, Klopp, he deserves a bit of praise for that, man. He straight. He talked straight. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, Kendall, how about you? He was sending for everyone. He went after the Super League. He said he was talking about the sport of football. And then he was like, hold on, I ain't done. Yo, UEFA ain't getting scot-free either, fam, with these international friendly foolishness. What do you think about Pops? Pops? Pops,
yeah. Damn, you're calling him Pops now.
Pep and that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peps, what do you think of Pep's comments and his interview?
Yeah, well, he came out and he said, like, the one that stood out for me the most is like, how is it sport if you're like not getting there based on what you do? Like, there's no guarantee you're going to lose, because even if you do lose, you're going to make it anyway. Like, that's not sport to me. Like, that's not competing. And he was right. Like, it isn't. You're just getting there based on how rich you are as a club. Like, that's what it was all about, because as we've all mentioned already, it clearly wasn't on merit, because some of the clubs, I mean, Atletico are in there. They haven't won that many European competitions at all in general. Like, so, like, it's actually cheeky to say, like, these are the elite of the elite, because they're not. Like, let's be honest, some of them aren't. Most of them are, but some of them aren't. So, yeah, he was brilliant. He said it was very precise. It was to the point. Everything he said fit the bill for everyone, everything that we were all fighting anyway. He was literally like the spokesperson for everybody yesterday, the day before.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of being at that level of the game to speak for everybody, even regardless of how much he knew, he was still stating facts based on what everybody knew anyway at that time. So yeah, he was brilliant. I thought his interview was really, really good, and it surprised me a little bit, because I know he's not one to shy away, but there's been issues in the past where, like, the whole Bernardo Silva incident, when he did the whole thing to Benjamin Mendy, and Pep was like sticking up for him, and I was like, oh, he's never gonna say anything against him. He's never going to stand up for it, but he really, really did.
Yeah, but saying that, remember the whole thing with the ribbon and the Catalonia thing and everything was happening in Spain. Man was like, man just did it. He didn't care. He didn't care. Pep went out there and went on a leg forward. And if he believes in it, he will speak on it.
He did really, really well.
He came with the gap, fam. He was just letting it sing left, right, center. I was super chat here from Leng and Sweet. He said Pep didn't even get to finish. He got cut off as well. Imagine spitting so much fire. Imagine spitting so much fire. They're like, gotta stop. like, that's so mad. Man was absolutely destroying everyone. But what's up, David?
I've just seen something on my phone pop up, and I'm not sure whether it's true, but there's another Super League that might happen.
No!
It's backed by Boris, and it's a British one.
The
British
Super
League.
Yeah, I think it's cap.
No, it's cap.
It's nonsense.
Let's not.
Imagine that, a British Super League. Who are you gonna have? The top six and Celtic. Listen, Wales have nobody. Wales have Swansea and Cardiff. Them men are dead. Northern Ireland, bro, do they even play football? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's
the whole time my own Northern Irish people.
please,
Yeah,
let's
is it like
not do
Shamrock
this again.
Rovers or something?
Yeah. No,
Let's not do this
No.
again.
That's
Wow.
Northern Ireland. That's Northern Ireland. Don't get them mixed up. They got upset.
You did just say Northern Ireland.
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's normal Ireland. That's
Oh,
Republic
I
of
thought
Ireland.
it was
That's
Northern Ireland.
yeah. Don't, I've got Northern
I
Irish
have
friends.
no clue.
Yeah, I got
No
Northern Irish
clue.
friends, and they get heated about the two things. Innit? But yeah,
Well,
Northern
yeah,
Ireland.
so
yeah,
they should.
them,
Sorry, guys. I don't know what Shamrock is.
their professional league is terrible. And then up in Rangers, all of them are whacked by two teams. Like,
Let's not do this again, please. We've been through enough.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what I was-
hey, I
I
don't
was
get
dying
text,
at
I
that.
don't get text from Boris. Yeah, I get text from
Oi.
Boris's friends. Thank you very much.
No. Uncle, yeah.
Like
Uncle
makes
Boris
any better, David.
But
Same
Tory Dave,
difference.
fam. All right, listen, Tory Dave and that. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
I'm working my way up. Working my way up. That's what us Tories do, apparently.
But yeah, that would be mad. What I was about to say. Oh yeah, so moving on to the pundits now. We're going to focus on two in particular because they were the most vocal. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, Monday Night Football. The first, you see, this is what I mean. You see how these pricks called Sky, try to make out that they're cool. For the first time ever, they made Monday Night's Football build-up free, and they took off region block.
Absolute hypocrites. This is the thing,
Joke,
Sky,
fam.
Don't take the moral high ground now. You tried charging us to watch games. Let's not forget that, When we were going through this pandemic, which we're still going through now, you wanted to charge me £15 for a game. Let's have it right. So you are no better, mate. No better. Bunch of hypocrites.
£15 to watch Burnley Sheffield United. Are you
Exactly. Are you mad?
Are you a joke?
Are you actually mad?
Listen, £15 to watch Brexit FC and UKIP FC, fam. I'll just go down to the pub. I can watch it for free.
But
You know what I'm saying?
honestly, that should be on Sky One. That level of football, Sky One. Put it there for free. Let people watch.
Trust.
Like absolute joke. Them man, listen, these man, all of them are joke men, absolute joke men. But Jamie Carragher, we'll start off with him. He was actually, I thought he was very honest in what he was saying. He actually came out and spoke about is it actually hypocritical for them themselves to be speaking on this topic in such a way when the Sky did what they did with the Premier League. Lambs, what do you think of the way that Jamie Carragher handled it and the way that he spoke about his club, Liverpool, and the way and that situation?
Yeah, I think they're a bunch of hypocrites, though, aren't they? Truly, at the end of the day, both Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, yes, they have their allegiances to their clubs, which is Manchester United and Liverpool. But at the end of the day, they are acting and they are speaking to suit their own narrative, to push their own agenda. And what is that? The agenda of their employers. And who are their employers? Sky Sports. And literally, what
Thank you, Lambs.
I forget when I had to pay £15, to watch Chelsea versus Burnley.
Wait, you paid that? Who told you to pay that?
Listen,
Wait. You paid it? No, wait. You paid it?
Yeah, I did.
The crown's
Yes,
nest,
I did.
the bird's nest is coming back.
I was
You paid
ashamed
that.
to admit it. I was ashamed to admit it.
Honey.
Listen. We make mistakes to learn from them. Like, this is why it hurt me. This is why I have to agree. Like when Tanya said that, I felt it. I was just like,
I didn't pay it though. I did not pay
I
it.
know. That's what I said. I felt it because I did.
Lambs.
I watched those games legally.
Yes.
Legally,
Yeah, of course.
With
Same way I watch
But-
every AJ fight. I
but-
watch every AJ fight. Yeah, legally, yeah, it's through Sky. Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
But this is exactly my point. Like these broadcasters, like Sky, like BT, aren't any better, really and truly.
All
I
of
remember there was a point where the Champions League, you used to be able to watch it like one game every other week on like ITV, like during the week as well. Like when did it become that it's just completely evaporated? Like this is so if you want to be watching football, you need to be having like at least 2 or 3 different subscriptions if you want to be able to catch all the games. And that ends up, I don't know, people end up paying almost £100 a month. Like it's ridiculous. literally, like Tanya said, we're in the middle of a pandemic as well. This is when these broadcasting companies, the owners, the boards, like they need to be coming back. They need to be coming together and giving back to the fans. Like fans cannot wait to get back into the stadium. And like, if anything, the lesson that we've learned here the most is that they're all corrupt. Like they're all different levels of evil, aren't there? There is no good guy here.
No, that is true. And to be fair, for once in my life, I agreed with that guy called John Barnes in it. Like, there's a reason why I don't use his icon card in
That
FIFA.
man.
But
Sorry,
man
I
said,
can't ever personally. I can't ever agree with him. I don't care what.
I can't.
all right, listen, John Barnes is something else. But he was basically saying how. You say no one's. We haven't won. As again, we haven't won yet. You know what I'm saying? There's more to be done.
Is that John Barnes actually talking sense? Wow.
Yeah. No, he was chatting. He was chatting sense. He was
John
chatting
Barnes,
sense.
stick to rapping on
do the
League of Their
same
Own,
thing,
innit?
like the person.
Yeah.
Like, he was speaking sense. But yeah, the truth is, all of it again. As I said at the start, they're all pagans. All of them. UEFA, FIFA, the FA, BT, Sky, the Premier League, the Super League, Perez, Glazers, FSG, Enoch, Levy,
Amazon.
Woodward,
They're all culpable.
Amazon, all
Amazon
paid.
tried
Actually,
to, they
The
tried to distance
Cronkies.
themselves
Isn't
with
it?
their little.
Is
Yeah,
the
they're
Amazon
trying to
were
save
there like
themselves.
we did not, it was nothing.
We didn't even
But we
tender
didn't
for the
get it.
contract.
Listen. They tried it, but yeah, they're all pagans, fam, and they all deserve to get got. B, you are a United fan, though. Before we get into what you're saying, said we have pirate links for these for those days. But look, allegedly,
We've got connections.
yeah, allegedly we've got connections. You can't prove it. You know what I mean? They cannot prove it. But yeah, as a United fan, Gary Neville speaking, finally, after years and years of not speaking up, telling fans to basically get over it and stop speaking out and stop protesting, protecting these brothers, he has come out and finally disgraced the Glazers, calling for them out. As a United fan, do you feel like you're not saying liberate, but do you feel like yes, Gary's finally on side, or you're thinking, bro, like we needed you how many years ago? Why now, fam? You know what I'm saying?
I just find him extremely annoying because why now? Now you think, oh, what's your motive? Like, surely there must be a motive because you had the opportunity to talk about them for so many years and you never took it. But it's now that you want to be the spokesperson of Manchester United. No, it doesn't run. I wasn't on board with him at all. I just felt he was probably doing it for purely selfish reasons. I don't trust him that he has the best interest of the fans at heart, and that's the annoying part. Everyone wants to say, oh, it's about the fans. Why are you all lying? No, it's not, and it never has been. Every single person's lying, trying to virtual signal, but none of you care. Everyone's out for themselves. Like, I didn't like that at all. So Gary Neville, I just thought he was one of them. I just thought, yeah, you're doing this for yourself. Now you want to be the good guy when you never have been.
Yeah, and Kendall, we're going to talk about one more. This relates to you. I saw Rio Ferdinand started to come out and say certain things about the Super League as well, or considering his relationship with the Newcastle fans. Did you find that as getting a bit hypocritical and irritated, hearing him speak in such a way, but yet a couple of weeks ago, man was telling Newcastle fans to basically do GoFundMe and buy the club?
Literally, Rio wanted Newcastle fans to dig behind the back of their old sofa and try and find 50 pence to buy Newcastle United. Like, what was that about? And he's sitting there being like all against the Glazers. And Rio, I'm sure you have enough money. Why don't you use your own money and buy the Glazers out? That's what I would like to know. Please, I would love to be on a platform with Rio Ferdinand one day, and I would love to ask him why that comment ever formed in his brain. Not even came out of his mouth. Why he ever thought to put them sentences together in conjunction and say as a rhetorical question, because I mean there's a lot of processes there that he could have gone through before he actually thought, oh, I think I'll say this actually. I would like to know. Because he did actually once before as well say if Rafa is so upset with the transfer and the money that he's given, why not use his own?
Boy, nah, listen.
Oh,
we-
you know
okay,
what's
listen.
funny?
So,
All
how
the
is that
Kendra's
a
killing
nice
me. She's killing
mistake?
me.
all the ex-United players need to come together and buy the club then. Since there's
Yeah, no,
any concern.
legit. Oh, you telling me, we've allowed David Beckham to go and start up into Miami, bro? Go come into Manchester United and save us, fam. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Isn't United's parent club, like between all of these ex-players, they
That's what
have
I'm
enough
saying.
money, I'm sure.
They can raise the 4 billion.
Oh, fam. Oh, listen. They're trying to get old man Fergie back into the thing, fam. Yo, let him rest.
Literally,
let him
the
rest.
God, they want to pull
retired.
that poor guy out of his armchair to sort that mess out. God, they don't really think much of him, like, do they, poor bloke? He must be
I
just
know,
sick.
yeah.
He's sitting there with 3 blankets on at a game because he's having to be forced there, right? Because he has no choice, because that's probably in his contract that he has to be there. And they're saying, oh, Alex, actually, you know, go and get your shoes on, take your slippers off, go and get your shoes on. You're like 80 years old at this point, but it's all right. Go and get your shoes on, just come into the office tomorrow morning, you can just sort out all the crap that's going
No,
on.
legit,
The
Fergie
bloke
is
was
a-
like, shut the hell up, you. He was like, leave me alone, please.
Fergie's legit my granddad. No, Fergie's legit my granddad. If someone told me
Fergie
my
is
granddad,
literally exactly a week younger than my granddad. Exactly a
Like-
week, and my granddad's
Oh,
79.
like legit, if my granddad got told just to go into work, and run a football club. Granted, my granddad's 89 years old, fam. I'll be like, what the hell, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, granddad? You sit your ass down. You're old.
It's
Leave
absolutely
Fergie be,
bizarre.
bro. Boy, on Rio though, I will admit, I would love to be on the stream with Rio, but not to ask him why he asked the Newcastle fans that
I
question
would.
though.
I'd love
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I'll just
If
enjoy
someone
it.
can sort that out for us, please do.
But yes, guys, smash the like button.
Hey,
Do
Rio,
you
I'm not
think?
against you like that.
Yeah.
Terry, if you're watching, get Rio on as a guest on the terrace.
Hey, Rio,
I'd
don't
love
put me
that.
in her basket. In her basket. over there.
Yeah.
Keep her
Listen,
there.
it's got
I'm
nothing to do
not
with me.
here. I'm on my
Yeah, you got nothing to do with me. Yeah, we're clearly different camps. I'm across the room from her. Clearly, like, look me. Allegedly, that she said these things. She said these things allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
No, I said them. No, allegedly about it. I said them with my
Don't worry,
chest.
you can cut it
I
out in
said
post.
it came out
In
of my
post,
mouth.
you can cut it out. It can go.
Yeah,
It can go.
COVID cut it out. Oi, hold tight, Rio, fam.
I'll just
But yeah,
tweet
guys,
him. It's all right.
smash the like button for Midnight Vibes and that. Come on now, we're talking everything Super League. We've gone through so much, man, and we still got a little bit more to go before we're out of here. We're just having a good time, just chatting a load of nonsense about the biggest piece of crap in football history, fam. You know what I'm saying? So smash the like button, share it out to all them charlatans that catching the vibes right now. Listen, Ronaldo, I would also love to see Vuj on this show.
Oh,
I love
All I'm gonna
it,
say
yeah.
is a certain someone on this panel may have done a show with Vuj and has to connect.
Yeah, I've got the connect. Don't worry.
Beatrice.
We were like that. We were like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on the Gold Diggers a while ago.
Yeah, I
we-
saw that collaboration that you guys did as well.
Big
Oh,
up
yeah,
gold
you should-
diggers, man.
Well, listen, you should have
Brilliant.
seen Bubbles. My lord, I thought she was.
Yeah,
in
she
love.
was. She was. She's such a fangirl.
Oh man, it was amazing.
She was
What
looking at him
stuttering.
like, oh wow.
She had the puppy dog eyes. She was stuttering on her words. Oh my lord, it was glorious. It's kind of like when Prime and Lincoln try to speak. It's wonderful. I love you guys. I love you guys. They're just in love. That's all it is. They're just in love. Right, listen. Moving on to the next part of this Super listen. They know what
Also,
it is.
by the way, before we go, did you see Perez commented on Gary Neville? I was like, who is this guy? I swear he's the
Yeah.
guy. He was moving like.
Oh, man was like, it's that guy from Valencia that flops. Oh, don't
Oh,
chat
yeah.
to me, bro.
No
He was
way.
moving mad. He was moving mad. He was watching all of this like he was chatting about me. Don't mention me. But oh,
Oh.
amazing, amazing
All right,
guy.
listen. All right, man, that'd be mad. But okay, yeah. So all this has happened now, and now we've had the protests. We'll go a bit more into that with Lambs as well. And Man City out, Chelsea out, and just like that, they start dropping like flies. What a time! And then the biggest news in Man United's 8 years post Fergie came out after that as well. But Lambs, the protest. You was talking about it earlier about you wasn't sure about going, but you went and there's like feeling the energy. When you guys were there and you found out the news of Chelsea were dropping out,
Wow, what a moment.
what was that like?
Oh my God, it was crazy because obviously everybody was just there. Like, and I was getting right into the thick of it. Like, I'm not afraid. Like, I love going on protests. Like, even all the other protests I've gone to before, I'm right in the thick of it. Like, in the middle of like this little mosh pit where everyone's just like, yeah. I'm just like getting filming and everything. And literally, like, so everyone's just chanting, just doing the typical Chelsea chants here and there. And then out of nowhere, like, somebody just like stops in the center, and then you just see like just like bodies just crowding around this one person in their phone, and then someone goes, "Chelsea's out of the Super League! The Super League!" And then everyone's like, that's crazy. Like big hands just go flying in the air, and like it's just crazy, like getting dashed in people's heads. So it's a bit dangerous as well. So you gotta be careful. But you know, thankfully,
Lambs. We all want to. This is what we all want to know. Then this is what we all want to know.
Yeah,
you one of the people beefing dear old Perez at the gates.
Oh my God! Like no! Like that was like. Did you see all over there? Like at that point, I was on like the outskirts. So there's like this like the corner off where there's the pub, like the butcher's pub. Basically, so I was kind of like, I had like a great view from the outskirts, just kind of like seeing what was going on in the middle there. So that was kind of like the beginning part, but it wasn't until afterwards that I kind of got into the crowd. But I was far away from that, so no, I was not a part of that. I don't think that we should have blocked the bus for Brighton or
no. Actually, no. I actually back it. No. They need to listen. They need to hear. They need to know that we don't care about your Premier League, bro. Like, we need to sort this out.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, they did it to rattle them, and I think like they rattled them enough because we played terribly. So I'm thinking maybe it's to do with like that, the fact they were trapped on that bus for like 40-45 minutes, something like that. But at the end of the day, they heard us, we were heard, and as a result we saw what happened. So it was a brilliant feeling. And then to hear the news that City were pulling out afterwards, talks and rumors of Manchester United and Barcelona, and like suddenly the Super League is about to crumble just because like we were the first ones to go out there and make noise, and everybody else knowing that we were the first ones, we're not going to be the last. If they continue to go ahead with this, United fans are going to be out, Spurs fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, etc. Everyone's going to be out. And if they still don't listen, then all of those fans united is like dangerous and big trouble for them. So purpose achieved.
Yeah, Augustine here says that, to be honest, I would like Perez to be giving more interviews frequently. This guy isn't living me. To be fair, his interviews have been jokes. They've been infuriating, but bro, who says I'm 74 years old? I'm not that old. I woke up early this morning after going to bed late. Like, what is this from? This full blood. But anyway, So the club started to collapse. It was a wonderful sight. Collapse. The club that started to pull out of the Super League, and it was starting to collapse before our very eyes. David, when Chelsea came out and Man City, did you then be like, yeah, this is it? Like, this is definitely happening?
Yeah, because again, you can't have a Super League of 10 teams. I even thought 12 was too small anyway. I think if you're going to do it, you have to have like 30 like they do in America. You've got to have quite a big league for it to work. Yeah. So it just didn't make sense. I don't know who planned this, but whoever did needs to be sacked. Oh wait, one of them has been. But like honestly, it's just so bad. And like it didn't shock me that Chelsea left. Chelsea, like, to be fair to Roman, even though he was the one who joined, he does have a knack for listening to the fans quite well. Like when the Chelsea fans are actively against something, he does tend to like listen a lot faster than the other owners. So it didn't shock me that he was the first one. And then once he goes, he's got he definitely has the power to call up City and be like, "Oh, Sheikh, you see us actual billionaires, not this fraud Florentino. Let's bun. Off we go. We've got better things to do." And then once those two go, everybody else can go. So yeah.
Fair enough. Your Kendall, your beloved Spurs were the last to leave. Do you think that was them trying to clitch onto a trophy?
Do you mean Tanya?
Yeah, you said Kendall.
Me?
To say Kendall. Oh,
You say
Tanya.
I was a bit like, how long have you known this now? Like,
Yeah, you guys got invited.
I wasn't even
allegedly.
listening. Now I'm listening.
But Tanya, yeah, your beloved Spurs were the last to leave. Do you think that was because that was their attempt to get like the trophy by outlasting everyone in the Super League and then getting to lift up the trophy? At the end?
Listen, probably, or Daniel Levy. He wanted to stay. I'm telling you, mate. He's absolutely gutted. He's gutted that this is all falling apart. I'm surprised he ain't the one behind it. I'm surprised he's not the one behind it, mate. Honestly, absolute waste, man.
All right,
Waste, man.
since we're talking about your club right now, you man sacked your manager in hopes of getting Super League money, and he didn't even get Super League money. Oh, your club is a joke.
Joking.
All right, but you know what? Yeah, Jose finally is gone. He got swept under the carpet by all this news, bro. My sister, how do you feel?
Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing. I've been Jose out for a time, mate. My man should have gone after the Zagreb game. And look, the results were terrible. The games were terrible to watch, man. Like, you can kind of tell when a manager's reached his peak, if he ever did reach his peak, may I add. But things were getting very, very toxic. You could sense it. And I knew, watching that Everton game, that he was already told that he'd been sacked. I could just tell by his body language. So, obviously, the timing of it is interesting, to say the least, because obviously when it all happened, they instantly thought, right, it's linked to the Super League thing. Apparently, you know, he didn't want to bring the players out. And that's just typical Jose, isn't it? He wanted to be the hero, yeah. He wanted to be the hero, but apparently it's all lies, and it was the results in the end that cost him. But to be fair, I am surprised we sacked him before a final. I'm very, very surprised. I thought we would have sacked him at the end of the season. And when I heard Ryan Mason, I was thinking, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still not too sure.
Nah, stop it. I bet you love him
see.
now. 2-1 win against Southampton.
I absolutely love him. That's my manager, mate. My manager.
Jose,
you said it now. You said it now.
Jose being sacked was inevitable, guys. It was inevitable. It was just a matter of when. And I'm elated. Like I said, I'm cleansed. I got my water here. I'm free. I'm free at last, and it's beautiful.
Did you guys see his Instagram after the morning after?
He was
I love it, man.
He's
so good, man.
He's funny on Instagram.
Man saw a Super League severance package heading his way. Like, yes, man, I'm rolling.
Yeah. I told you, Jose's do not fraud. He will come in. He promises you this glory that he's changed, that I'm going to win you trophies and cups, just to scrap it all over in it used to be 3 years. He did it in 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, record time. I'm telling you.
He's done at this level, though, I feel like. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he should go to Italy or, like, manage international
Nah. Go international football, because the players will only interact with him in a total of 2 months in a year. You can deal with Jose 2 months.
You know what? You're right.
You know what I'm saying? The other 8, nah. You know, 8 you can't deal with him. But just 2, yeah, you can handle that. And obviously,
the other 10.
No, but they don't play football for like 2 months, do they, or something like that? So, you know.
And no transfers as well. I don't think my guy needs to stay away from that kind of thing, man. I'm telling you.
That's true. No transfers as well. I love seeing Tanya happy, but City need to do World Football Affair and bury these frauds on Sunday. Look at Tanya's face.
No.
Oh, come on now. All right. The collapse is happening. All these clubs are leaving. Jose's being sacked in the morning as well. And then the biggest news I've ever heard in Manchester United since Perez Fergie. I was on stream.
Oh, mate, everyone saw that, mate. I love it.
Minding my own business. And then Terrace uttered the words, Ed Woodward has resigned from Manchester United.
Well, I thought you would have seen it in the comments, because loads of people commented before Terry read it.
I wasn't paying attention. Legit, I was just looking at, I don't even know what I was looking at. I couldn't believe my ears. I
honestly thought that you was gonna like almost lift off from your seat, like rocket, yeah.
Like start levitating in it.
The way man jumped out of his seat, I thought, my God, KJ, man, you need to calm down.
Terry looked like he was gonna cry. He was like,
listen, You had Neek screaming, come on down the mic. Oh, I had me. Someone said, KJ, why are you angry? I was like, I'm not flipping angry. I'm just that happy. I've been waiting for this. I've been kicking I was like thrusting my chair, I was hitting my chair and stuff. B, when you heard the news though, how did you feel?
I didn't react like you. No, you're just dramatic. But
what? Oh, come on.
No, I was happy because of course we've wanted this for a long time. It was like a relief, a weight being lifted off my shoulders, the weight of Ed Woodward and his shambles of management. But it felt so good because now it felt like, yes, we can kick on and yes, we can actually achieve something. Like, it doesn't feel like we're being held back by some guy that makes all the decisions that he shouldn't be making. Like, how can you be on the board of a club, but yet you're deciding who comes in and out? You're deciding the transfers when you have no football knowledge. Like, it doesn't add up, doesn't make any sense. So I am so happy for all United fans around the world because I'm sure everyone was taking shots, drinking, celebrating. It was good, man. It was good.
Yeah, it was wonderful times. Yeah, man. I literally went to the store real quick, got some of these.
And posted a video on Twitter.
Yeah, we all saw that too.
I was gassed. It's not for a reason. I don't want to dead no beef. I don't want to hear no words. I don't want to talk it out, bro. You pagans need to get gone. Talking it out. That man tried to do apologies and that, but we will talk about that in a second. We have Kelly said, why you lot still awake at this time? Bro, welcome to the Church of Vibes, my brother. Welcome to Midnight Vibes. Welcome to Vibes FC. This is Midnight Vibes for a reason, my friend. We go through the night and have a good time, fam. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Kendall, you can just about stand Manchester United fans as it is. If
not all of them, just the general consensus of the hashtag Ollie Outers, but yeah,
most of the Ollie Outers, but yeah, Woodward's going. Man United fans are happy. If the Glazers, because we've got to remember, the Glazers are still here. The Glazers are still here. So until they're gone, we can never be truly free from the bondage that they have us in. Woodward's the first step. Woodward's still here. They said on the press release to 2021 at the end of the year. But there's also reports coming out saying he's going to leave in the summer. If the Glazers do go, are you just going to be like, for flip's sake, Man United are back? And our fan base will be more obnoxious than we have probably been in 8 years.
Well, it depends who buys you, because you could just get another Glazers, couldn't you? Like, it just completely depends. Because there's like several horrendous owners in football. Burnley got taken over and more like 30 million extra pound in debt.
Yeah, they did it the same way that the Glazers bought Man United.
Yeah.
But on a lesser scale. And guess where they're from as well?
America.
Just letting you guys know.
So so it could be the same thing. But I'm in a way, like, I'm glad for football in general that this can happen, because like obviously it gives you a little bit of hope. If the Glazers go, I'm like, woo, like hopefully it'll be us next. Like, just gives me a little bit of hope that like one day, maybe we won't have to deal with Mike Ashley and Lee Charnley, who we never, they said Joel Glazer did like one interview in his whole Man United career. Well, Lee Charnley's done none. I don't even see him. I think I've seen him once at a game, like genuinely in my whole life. So it gives everyone a little bit of hope. I think it was good. Like, when you found out the news on the stream, I was literally like nervous laughing, because I was like, oh, like I felt happy for you, but at the same time I was like, no, like, oh my god, what's going on? It was such a good one. That was one of the best moments of the weekend. And when the video of Chelsea fans finding out like they weren't in the Super League anymore, like pure goosebumps, proper goosebumps. I love it.
No,
it shows up good things have happened amongst it all.
That is true.
No, I think it has.
My phone was belling off when Woodward got resigned. Yeah, all I had was in the group chat was, KJ, where's KJ? Yeah. Why doesn't KJ know?
I was just like, you've won.
Yeah, Kendall tweeted me like, KJ, you've won. I had so many people tweeting me, and because obviously I've been against that WALLAD for freaking how many months, man? How many years?
We
It's
know.
finally going to leave. We love to see it. David, though, we come to you, then we're going to talk about the pagans, fam, and what they've done to our football clubs and trying to come out and say certain things. We had a discussion earlier about it all, about this whole thing. I'm more hopeful than I have been for a very long time about the Glazers selling. However, you don't feel like it's going to happen.
Wait, you feel like the Glazers are going
No.
to sell?
Not anytime soon, but there's a more increased chance. Like, obviously not tomorrow, not next week or this summer, but I believe in the next year to 2 years, I can see Manchester United and the Glazers selling. David, though, he
I don't even
was
agree
going back
with
and
you.
forth. No,
Yeah.
you don't think they're gonna go?
Yes, I don't think they are. Again, I think it really depends on people. Unfortunately, I live in a world where trusting in people is probably the worst thing you can do. Like the whole thing is we're gonna have protests, we're gonna do all of this, all right? It's cool in the first week, in the second week, yeah, have the energy. But in 9 months' time, what are you all going to be doing? Probably sat in Old Trafford, watching the game, all in United kits, going to the club shop every week. That is probably what's going to happen. So ultimately, the Glazers are still going to make money anyway. Again, not to take it too far, but people have literally seen a guy kneel on the neck, and you know what? That's probably one of the best news of the weekend. The guy got put in prison.
Big up that news as well. Flipping out.
Justice.
People saw that, went protest first 1 week, 2 weeks. We're on the team. Come on, everyone. No more racism. 9 months later, what's everyone doing? 9 out of the 10 people who were there didn't even watch the trial. 2, they don't actually care anymore, and that's the problem with people. At the time, people were always on their energy is focused on
true,
that.
You know.
The energy doesn't continue for 9 months, 1 year, 2 year, which is exactly why I don't think the Glazers are in a dangerous position, because their money will still keep going. To be fair, though, out of the 3, I think United's the most likely to be sold. I don't think Liverpool will get sold because Winter, in his apology, clearly didn't look like he wanted to be sold. But Kroenke's definitely not selling. Arsenal,
hell no.
an absolute cash cow for him, and he doesn't even put any work into it. He sends his son to go do his job for him. Like, honestly,
and
When his
that
son's
story
not
about him.
interested.
Yeah, that story about him. One of the owners of the big ESL clubs not knowing what colour shirt each club was wearing. That was about Kroenke.
That was about Kroenke, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was about Joe Glazer,
No, it was
because
about Kroenke.
he hasn't been to Old Trafford.
He didn't know the
He hasn't been
offside.
to
He
Old
didn't know what
Trafford for
colour
2
his team
years,
shirt was.
and he didn't know the offside rule. And I was like, bruv, you own a football club.
Yeah, he
What
said
is wrong with
it
you?
took him 2 years to learn offside.
2 years. That's embarrassing. And we sit here and ask women and girls who love football, what do you think the offside rule is? Of the flipping owner of the biggest club in the world, don't even know what it is. Shut your mouth, fam. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want to hear it ever again. As women, we don't want to hear it ever again.
Damn right.
The thing is about it, KJ was like, do you see United's stock price? It went down 6%. And I was
no, listen,
but it also went up 6% yesterday.
Before, yes, I know this. No, listen.
Flat line.
My thing is based off hope. My thing is based off hope. I'm not going to sit here and say
it's
that
based
it's
off vibes.
Yes, hope and vibes. But also the theory of, because there's reports coming out saying that they actually were banking the next 10 years of their financial plan on the Super League going through. So my theory is, okay, cool. If you're banking on 10 years for doing that, it's fell through. It hasn't worked. You're in a position that is untenable in terms of the fan base. Clearly, you've seen what you're truly like, and you're exposed. It's not a good position for you guys to be in.
But no, think about it. 10 years.
Wait. What reason do you have to stay? If that is your true destiny and your true plan,
let me answer.
Why would you stay? That is what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Wait. They wanted 10 years of the Super League. That's 10 years of taking money out of the club. Now they're not going to have that anymore. So guess what? Now they're going to want to stay longer to recoup more money from the club.
Why would you want to stay longer in a place that potentially
they don't care about the fans?
Yeah, but
Do you know how
realistically,
many times
a club like
you've
Man
done-
United, is just a constant conveyor belt of finances because it's one of the biggest supporters clubs in the world. It's it's not an easy business to run if you care, but it's a very easy business to run if you don't, because you're not invested in it. You're not a personal investment in the club, so you're not really bothered how it's ran because you know it's going to make you money regardless of what you do, but you're not bothered about what everyone else thinks. So that's why they'll stay longer.
I'm not seeing here saying it's going to happen tomorrow. Like they're going
No,
to
I'm
sell.
just saying you're too hopeful.
No, too hopeful. Are you a fan? How is going from 1% to 2%? Too hopeful.
Because the 1% doesn't require this much gas from you. I'm not gonna lie.
Gas? Gas? What? Listen, tell me the gas that I've said. Then I'll agree with you. But I haven't said anything.
The Glazers are selling. The Glazers are gonna sell. They're gonna sell, guys. They're gonna sell.
Listen. All I've said is I believe right now, with what's going on, they could lead to selling. If it flops, I'm not going to say the same thing, am I?
Right. Let's say they do want to sell. Realistically, how many people are ready to drop the 4 billion?
The thing is, the question is, I don't know because I don't know billionaires. You know what I'm saying?
There's literally a handful of billionaires in the world.
There's
a handful, but do you know them all?
No, I don't know one.
So I can't.
Personally,
You don't know
I'm not saying there is a billionaire that wants to buy it, but at the same time, we don't know if there is. There could be. We've had people offer money before, so that it is a possibility. But hey, if it happens, I'll be happy.
You know
but
what?
Even if they don't sell, but these protests lead to the club changing what they're doing and actually put investment into the team and bringing the right people in.
Yeah.
Again,
no, I agree with that.
That is also not too much to ask for. If I'm too gassed now after giving something that's not as extreme as selling, then I'll just give up supporting United. Because what would be the point?
I mean, would it really shock you if Woodward goes and they're like, oh, let's bring in Lewis Nani just for goodwill? Like, it wouldn't shock you, would it, fam? It wouldn't. Puppy, what would you call him? Produce Evra, like Papa Evra or something. Just whack him and see what he does.
It wouldn't shock me if we just got another Woodward. It wouldn't shock me.
Most probably. That's the most likely thing that will happen.
It's no football and we're just here again. But right now...
Apparently it's going to be Edwin van der Sar, though, isn't it?
No. That's the bookies' favourites. That's just like who they... who logically, if you had a brain, who you would pick.
You would pick him,
These pagans don't have a normal brain. They're idiots. So of course
watch them. Phone up Burnley. Hey, what are your man saying? Can you come over here?
You see what I mean? So all I'm saying, like right now, for me, again, we're talking about football, the euphoria, the spirit of the game. For me as a football fan, for me not to be wanting and be hopeful for a change in the football club, considering what's happening with what's going on, I might as well just give up. I may as well just give up and just start watching football because what would be the point? And again,
you love the club. That's the point.
I love the club, but I hate these pagans. And I'm sorry. I've got one thing that I worship more than my own life. I don't need another one. You know what I'm saying? I don't need another one. So, Man United in the long run can get binned. It can. That might be controversial to say, but if people can change religions, drop faith, and walk away from it, you're telling me I can't walk away from football? Get out of here, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's all mad. I hope those pagans get where they come up in. But talking about pagans, all these men came out with apologies, and that. You know what I'm saying? Smash the like button for if you think
KJ's apology.
My apology. What for? What
I was just checking.
All right, listen. No, I mean, you got me in resistance mode, and I'm ready to fight. Like I'm just in the mode now. I'm sorry, you've done this to me. But smash the like button for you guys for the pagans getting got. Smash the like button if you think Woodward is a WALLAD than that. Come on now. Also share it out to all the charlatans that are catching the vibes right now. We're coming towards the end of the show. You know what it is. So guys, stick around for the last 15. Apologies. What are they worth from these pagans, fam? We've seen all of them come out. Let's talk about Liverpool. Man went on camera, a whole ass camera, and this apology.
Yeah, read off a screen That was literally in the reflection of his glasses.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Oh, listen, they hire such. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible production value. How are you gonna sit there, film a guy, and not notice that the reflection of the screen is in his face?
Because that's how much they care. That's how much they care. They don't. Basically, they're just like, let's just whack this guy in front of the camera because probably the first time they've seen him in months and months and months, and then he just comes out and reads off a friggin' auto cue.
My guy was
really heartfelt.
I misunderstood the fans, misunderstood the fans' reaction to this situation.
Like, this was never going to go ahead without the fans.
Like he asked in the first place. Like, honest, do you know what would have been solved if man just went, guys, who would be in favour of a Super League? I would 95% of them say, no, I wouldn't be actually. It's pretty, we probably don't do this. It's not worth the hassle, is it? No. Let's just do it and see what happens. Ooh, and then Perez was like, we knew there would be backlash. It's fine. Well, it's good. After everyone's gone, everyone's like, hey, madam. It's not worth it.
No, Daniel Levy's was the worst. Daniel Levy's was the
Has he
worst.
done one? I haven't seen it.
Well, he said that he regrets the anxiety and upset caused. Oh, and this is what made me laugh. We believe that we should never stand still and that the sport should constantly review competitions. Stand still. He literally doesn't spend any money. What is he talking about? What is he talking
I
about?
seen someone say that about someone else. Like, it was like, they said he doesn't want to stop the that you should be punished for being non-competitive or something. And then someone, I can't remember who it was about though. I don't know if it was about Levy or like someone else. And they were like, "But you've literally stopped us being competitive
Levy.
for years and years and years on end."
That is so mad. That is so mad. Well, super chat from Philip Hunt. He said, as a Liverpool fan, that was the most Liverpool apology ever. John Henry is a fool and looks like a used cigarette. He said, Chelsea, please beat Real Madrid. Yo, used cigarette, fam. I've never heard that in my life. I'm using
that 100%. That is incredible.
Oh, that's a bar. That's an absolute bar. But yeah, we got people in the comments telling us to talk about the Spurs protest today. Tanya, you couldn't go there since we're talking about Spurs. You couldn't go there today. But seeing it, how did you feel?
Oi, not gonna lie, yeah. When I saw it, I was thinking, there's literally like 5 people there. Like, there wasn't a lot of people. Obviously,
there was a man eating chicken off a bin.
Gradually, more people turned up in it, and they did their. They did their job.
I need to go look at that video again, fam. Oh, I've got the background.
There was like people playing music as well, having a right jolly up. But no, do you know what? The real ones, they still did their job. As I said, they had banners and that. And look, I know it's not a lot, but I did still say, you know what? It counts. It still counts. Like, I wish I could have been there, but unfortunately I couldn't. But hopefully it makes a difference because, like you say, KJ, we have to be hopeful because I'm hearing little murmurings now that Daniel Levy might consider getting a director of football in. Now, if that's something that he wants to put in place, then cool. I'm happy with that because that's then hopefully going to change, the recruitment process, hopefully, and him staying away from footballing decisions. So if that's something that comes out of all of this, I'll be happy. But
do you trust Levy to bring the right guy though? Like actual?
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
Wait, it's a start. It's a start.
I swear you had Paul Mitchell at some point.
Yeah, we did. He didn't want to work with Levy, so he left.
You know what I'm saying? Wait, Cage. The father of the big guy says, Cage, don't forget they hired a guitarist outside their protest. And also, don't forget an old chap bought merchandise for
He was holding up an Edit Out banner with the club shop bag in his hand.
What the hell, bro?
What is that about? Genuinely, what is that
these
about?
men are looking like these absolute jokers. Couldn't even come prepared.
You know what it is, I actually feel, part of me feels sad that it didn't kick off because obviously we're seeing the Arsenal fans. They're doing theirs on Friday.
I think it's the timing. I think they did it at the wrong time. 4 o'clock, and it was just an odd
The
time
thing
to
is, though,
do it.
like you know, we laughing at that, but like, big up to the people who actually went.
No, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like at least
Big 'em
like
up.
they're actually trying to do something about it. Do you know what I mean? Like we're sat here like, man, there's a man chicken off a bin. I mean, there was, but like, but still, like, big up to the people who actually went. Not the guy who bought from the club shop, because that is delusional behaviour.
Yeah,
But everybody else who went there and actually went for the cause, like there's Newcastle Fans TV reposted a video off, I don't know if it's We Are Tottenham TV or something
we
like
are
that.
Tottenham TV.
Yeah, and they were like there was a big group of them with like banners and stuff like that. So like fair play to them. But yeah, just didn't obviously kick off as much as the day before.
The video
yeah.
onto her. What video?
What
You talking about
video?
me
Yeah.
celebrating, like, or the Spurs protest video? I'm not too sure.
I mean, speaking of delusional fans, anyone see Mustafi and Kolasinac getting chased?
By who?
What do you mean?
Basically, Schalke got relegated.
They got relegated, yeah.
Yeah.
They got relegated yesterday. When they left the stadium, fans were chasing these man, like a full-on chase as well. It was proper like, yo,
Wow.
Schalke have an absolute.
Was
mare,
Kolasinac? Who was it who like
Was-
fought someone?
Yeah, Kolasinac, Kolasinac, bro. You fought people with knives and you're
I'm
running
telling
from fans.
These man. No, the thing is, it wasn't one fan. There was a group. There was a group of random. A whole group of random. These man was sprinting.
Oi, nah.
Oh,
To be fair, these ultras in these kind of countries, yeah, like Germany, Turkey, Italy, their ultras are insane. Like they're insane. Portugal. Yo, listen, remember when a couple of years ago when Sporting got attacked? That man got busted up by the fans because they're doing crap, and they went to training ground and bust them up. Like,
was that the
them
season
up,
where they literally sold every single one of their players? Like they just got
I think that's when
Wolves bought like 5 players off them.
Yeah, I think that's when Jadon Fernandez got like that controversial move to Monaco and stuff like that, and it was just all mad. It was just all mad. But yeah, but I actually felt bad for the Spurs fans because, like, again, before like my audio went out, I was saying how they're seeing Kroenke out trending a lot with the Arsenal fans, Glazer out trending a lot with the United fans. Both of them got planned protests, which by the looks of it will have quite a few people attending. You had the Chelsea fans obviously out there doing their thing. You would have hoped that for Spurs fans, they would have turned out for the same thing, but it is flopped. And I feel
remember though as well, like when the Chelsea protest happened, they weren't out of the Super League yet, so there was more to obviously mourn about. I know it's all about getting your owners out now, but like we've got to
but
really
Chelsea fans actually like owners. If they weren't in the Super League in the first place, they wouldn't be doing this anyway because they love it, and rightly so. But I think we've
fans will turn up for their protest because Ian Wright tweeted out how much he can't, you know, about the owners. They can't stand it. United as
They'll
well.
get a
so
massive
to have
turnout.
to have people like that using their platform to.
So yeah, you got AFTV pushing it as well. United Stand and other United fan base like Stratford Paddock, and all these other fan channels for Man United and Arsenal are pushing these protests out. So you can assume that there will be some kind of following. With Spurs, I kind of felt for you guys because it seems like half your fan base still don't understand what leaving NIC out means. They're kind of just in limbo with it all, and they just focus on the Super League, and then they got Super League disbanded, and it's like, all right, cool, I've done my job, and you don't need to go. And yeah, I think once Spurs fans actually grip onto the fact that these literally your pagans are leeching your club and just letting it go rotten, then maybe you might see some action.
I think we have as well. I mean, I've never seen so many Spurs fans. Obviously, the protests, I feel like there could have been more of us. But on Twitter especially, there's been a lot of hate towards Levy and ENIC more than ever. And that's good to see because I've been a massive hater of our owners for a while now. So hopefully all of this will be worth it. Like I was praying when Woodward resigned, I was hoping that Daniel Levy was going to leave. I was praying. I'm still praying and I'm still hopeful that it might happen, man. But yeah, big up again to them Tottenham fans for going. Like I said, if it's 5 people, I don't care. It's the fault and it's the effort.
Yeah, that's what it's about. And Man United.
Yours is going to be
got
massive.
our protest on Saturday.
Yours is going to be huge.
Yeah, I if I was available, I would have gone. I want to go so badly, but I'm not. I've got prior stuff to do. Unfortunately, I won't be in Birmingham to travel from here to Manchester because it's not that far. But it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a big one. And this is the thing: Kroenke out, Glazers out, Enoch, Levy out, all the Woodward finally out. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. If it stops after a loss or a draw or a bad result, if you get distracted by the manager, lack of having a manager, it's all for nothing, really. It's all for nothing. So I hope that that we keep it up and we get some kind of change at our football clubs. Because at the end of the day, David will always tell you he wants Man United to be good. He wants Spurs to be good. He wants Arsenal to be good. He wants as much competition as possible. Because when, in his mind, Chelsea beat you to the title, you can't say that you were crap. You know what I mean? You can't say that.
I have got a little bit of a bugbear now, though, because obviously, like, all of a sudden it's owners out, owners are bad to the game, like this, that, and the other. Everyone's paying attention about their owners. And there's been clubs like, I mean, obviously I'm speaking from my experience, but I know there's been clubs like West Ham who have like hated their owners for so long. Newcastle have hated their owners, and everyone just like they're going Rio Ferdinand telling us to shut up and that we should just buy our own club out. And now that it's affecting him and it's affecting these so-called elite clubs, it's like a big thing. Like, let's get the owners out. Let's all do these protests. Let's all do this and the other. The media are all on side. Yet we've been called stupid and delusional for years and years and years. On top of trying to get our owner out. Like, when it should just be, if anyone sees how whoever Mike Ashley runs the club, like everyone should be like, yeah, okay, that's really stupid. But now it's obviously affecting people on a wider scale because the bigger clubs are being affected. It's become like this big thing, like, and we've been fighting it for like 10 years. Like, that's my only issue, because the media have sat and ridiculed us for years and years and years, like literally called us stupid. Like last year when we told everyone that the Premier League was corrupt, that UEFA was corrupt, everyone was like, oh, shut up, no they're not. Like, but you know, like, you just look stupid because things haven't gone your way, and now everyone's seeing it. And it's
it's true. Like, I feel you, because again, like, on the United front, this past season I've been screaming Glazers out, Glazers on the issue. You've had Terry and Meeks for years screaming that these guys on the issue. You've had at least with your fan base, you all agree that he's the problem, and it's you've got more combat from the media. We've had to fight our own fan base who distracted by the managers, the players, and it's like I'm glad this has happened to open your eyes. But why weren't they open before? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen Twitter accounts who have been slating Ollie, being basically defending the Glazers for not backing him, for not doing what X, Y, Z. Now saying, guys, let's put away our Ollie in, Ollie out. Now's not the time. It's all about the Glazers. I was just like, bro, when I told you this months ago that Ollie is not the biggest issue, when other people tell you the biggest issue is at the club is the owners and the managers a distraction, you didn't want to hear it. But now all of a sudden, the manager's a distraction. Don't focus on it. Let's go fight the pagans. I'm just like, bruv, at least acknowledge where you was at. You know what I mean? At least acknowledge that, I was blinded by my hatred, or I was blinded by my agenda, or I was blinded by the players,
I would love
or whatever.
this whole situation to bring about like the German league, like 50+1 rule. Like, I would love it. I don't think it's ever going to happen, because obviously the Premier League and stuff is very, as we've all found out, is very financially money orientated, and they're never going to want to give the game back to the fans that easily. But I do wish that would be like a thing.
Yeah, man, we'll see. Apparently the government are looking at potentially bringing something in to regulate the owners in football again. Amazing how the government want to get involved now that the P's are getting affected. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the only problem is with the 50+1 is that it is still quite hard to get rid of owners. I can't. There are some clubs in Germany that have been trying to get rid of their owners for a long time, but they're still there. Yeah,
because all you need technically is the 2% of the 51 to like make the ruling of something, and you lose. So if your owners, basically the 49% of the owners votes for something, there's only needs 2% of the fans to vote for it, and then you've lost. So it's just like it's kind of peak, and especially if, I don't know, your 51% happen to be employees of a business.
Red Bull, shout out Red Bull. Shout
Oh,
out
yeah,
Red Bull.
shout out, but hey, listen, Red Bull may be one of my favorite teams in Germany, but listen, I know what they're doing, fam.
They're just shameless, aren't they? They're just.
Hey,
It is
fam,
what it is.
Again, in Germany, they're absolutely hated, and I can't stand them. But there's a level of respect where I'm like, you know what, you guys, you know exactly what you're doing, and I can't. I'm not even mad. Like, I'm angry, but I'm not too angry. So yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. I don't know how it would work in England because they've been doing it for years and years and years, whereas we would be trying to implement it now in a modern society. So it's not our traditional way of doing things. So it'd be a very.
You just need to bring in something like that, not necessarily that, because obviously it's worked in Germany, and if it had worked everywhere else, it would have been, everywhere. But they need to bring something in, as you say, more regulations and rules, and just maybe even a case of having like fans represented at board level, even like it doesn't necessarily have to be owned by the club, but just input at least would be respected more.
That's true. We've got one last point and then we're out of here, guys. Smash the like button for us. Over 400 of you guys. We got to 500 mark, and you guys kept it that level. So guys, this amount of people watching right now at this time of night, we love to see it, catching the vibes in that one. So talking about governments, governing bodies, UEFA, these men ain't getting away with it. These pagans, only reason why they got involved in this is because them man's pockets were getting hit. If this was a certain thing called, people don't like to hear it, but we're gonna speak on it. If this was something called racism, you're not getting the pundits come out and speak on it. You ain't getting the officials coming out and speaking. I've never heard the president of UEFA speak so much in my life. Threatening to ban players, kick them out. When it's racism, it's 20. There's a 10-match ban. There's a 10-match ban.
And it always takes so long for
fine.
them to even come to a decision to ban players. But this, quickly, right? Let's talk about it. Let's have my say. Let's quickly jump to getting rid of these clubs. It's 100% right. And I agreed with Anita when she came on the terrace. I think it was yesterday, or I can't remember what day it was.
It's been so many days. It's
being absolute facts, because it's a joke, absolute joke. The way they treat racism. Why have they not even thought, let's deduct points from a club? Why have they not done that? It's so easy, but no, they just. There
are arguments of why deducting points for one player's actions is unfair, and I get that. But for me,
but it won't end though. You need to.
But for me, you can't. Why aren't you punishing the players more severely? You're clearly for me. You're clearly showing me that you have the power, or you say you have the power to kick players out of the system, to ban players out of the system, and not necessarily punish their teammates, but punish the player individually. But yet they don't want to do that. They're up here doing up corruption. You got FFP rules to stop certain teams from getting certain places, but when people break them, it's just give us a bit on the side and we'll figure out about it. There are loopholes in the system.
They've got the power and they don't want to exercise it when things don't affect them. Because racism doesn't affect them really, personally. It affects obviously whoever's undergone it, it's not right at all. That's not right. But they'll only exercise their power if they feel under threat. And clearly they don't, because it's all old middle-aged white men who deal with UEFA and deal with FIFA. As we've seen, Florentino Perez lost the plot. It's people like that who are in charge of these corporations. They're never gonna care. This is the sad truth, but they're just never going to care about racism on the level that they cared about this whole thing this week, because it doesn't affect them directly. It doesn't hurt them financially. It doesn't do anything like that. It just affects the player who has sadly undergone this whole scenario and this situation, and they just won't. It's absolutely pathetic. It really is pathetic. But what would be nice is if the way the fans have gone about things, like the fans of these clubs, where the protests, ex-players coming out and saying this, that, and the other about stuff, and this outrage, instead of this full outrage that goes on when things like this happened, this energy would be very much appreciated in terms of racism and abuse within football.
David has
a different point of view, because I not as in that. I'm not saying when I say differing views, I don't mean racism's okay. No, that's absolutely
no, of course not.
My point is with racism is that what I think is a suitable punishment compared to what Beatrice thinks, what Lambs to what Kendall thinks is they're all different things. With the Super League, it was very simple. Everyone doesn't like the Super League. How do we stop the Super League? We all come together as fans and protest against the Super League. It was so easy to do. Everyone meet here this time, done. When it comes to racism, again, we've seen a guy literally kneel on a guy's neck for 9 minutes. And 3-4 months later, how many people have actually changed? Because I look at things like, oh, you post a black box on your Instagram and you post things on your Instagram story. And suddenly people think like they've done something. No, because the amount of times the people, and again, there are people I know, like personally, who are like, oh, I'm 100% racism and against it and blah, blah, blah. But when it actually comes to a situation, they'll do nothing. This is my point. Me personally, I do not have enough trust in people who have said that they have changed, to have actually changed. People, again, everyone after last year was like, I'm 100% racism and against racism. And if you're not actively against it, you're part of the problem. And then everyone was chatting about it. But I guarantee you now, if you go back to a pub when everything opens up and you see someone get racially abused, how many of you are going to actually go over and say, that is wrong, don't ever do that again? How many of you owners of restaurants are going to see something like that happen and actually kick the people out instead of saying why you get so angry about it? I have dealt with racism, and people are like, why didn't you knock him out? And I go, because I don't need the attachment of he's the angry black guy, because that is such an easy thing to level against me. That's exactly why Kamara got banned. He's been seen as you're the angry black man who's lashed out against some words. It's that simple. There are ways that we have to combat racism, but I think people think it's just as simple as, oh, let's just ban these people, let's kick them out. You don't solve racism like that. The whole point of racism is not punishment, and this is something I really struggled with. I've personally again been asked like, oh, what do you want someone's punishment to be? And I've sat there and gone, I do not care about the punishment, to be honest, because whatever you think is justifiable, hand it out. I'm really not bothered. What I actually need to see is a genuine change in people where they say, I actually do look at you as an equal. That's what
David, you're correct. But my thing I would say, right, that's absolute facts. The things I would say though is, in terms of the punishment thing, it's not football's job to correct people. It's not football's job to educate people. It is a sport and it's a game, and it's there for entertainment and enjoyment. So punishment is needed for breaking the rules. So that's why I say, in football, all they can do is expel it out of the game. They can't do much about the outside of the game because they can't do anything. It's not, the whole world ain't football. But for what they have in the game, they have to do what they have to do to protect it. And in my personal opinion, punishment comes into that. Even if it is you're banned for a year, but you do I don't know, correctional courses, or your community service, or you go and do something where you see the communities that you think so little of, to try and affect change that person, then I'm all for that.
Again,
but something needs to be done.
Quite simply, we've been kneeling for a year, but what's actually changed? Kick
That's
it out.
true.
If anything, it's got worse.
Exactly. Kick it out. It's been around for 10, 20 years, and nothing's changed. Like these organizations, they really do not care. And this idea that, like, oh, we've changed, we've turned a corner. We haven't turned a corner. Yes, I know Strovin's been thrown in prison again, to go back to it, but there are so many other cases where people have been unfairly, like, people should have been in prison. They're not right.
As well as the whole Chauvin thing. It's not justice, because justice would George Floyd not die and not being killed for absolutely
he would have been
zero
arrested
reason.
like a normal
it's accountability.
person.
It's not justice. It's just simply accountability for killing somebody. Like, that's all it is. It's not justice.
And again, it comes down to, like, it's hard to word, because, like, there are other situations where KJ's a really religious person compared to me. Me and KJ, we both call ourselves Christian, but KJ religiously is I think he's far further ahead in that journey than I am. However, one thing I really struggle with is when you talk to someone who's really religious, it's really hard to see eye to eye. When it comes to things like racism, you'll have people who are like, 100%, no matter what happened, racism, unequivocally, needs to be kicked out of this, kicked out of that. Whereas when people are like, I'm not too sure on this situation, people get automatically shut down. They're not allowed to talk about these things. and then that will force them into a corner where they go, actually, do I really want to back a situation like this? Again, do I back the Black Lives Matter movement? Yes, I do, because I think it's an important thing to do. But do I back the organization in what they want to do? 100% no, because there are things in there that I believe shouldn't be in there. But again, if I go to a certain group of people and said that, I'd be called a coconut. Oh, you don't care about racism. And again, there are problems on both sides. People really don't want to talk about it. And the same with FIFA and Florentino Perez. Perez is, we can say he was killing football and whatever, but don't sit there and act like this man didn't have points about UEFA. Because UEFA aren't as bad as him.
Yeah, UEFA are.
Man, he was going to pull up with receipts at one point, wasn't he?
All right, listen, man said if I speak, man legit said if I speak, I'll be in big trouble. Stacey, thank you so much. She says here, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually get what David is saying, open at least one person's eyes to reality of racism. It's true, and it's a nuanced situation. It's a nuanced topic that, because it's so emotionally charged, because it hurts so many people, because it brings so much pain into people's lives, there's no easy way of having these conversations, and people have a set way of viewing things where it's harder. Like really and truly, if we deep it, should have Glenn Kamara thumped him up. Really.
Absolutely well deserved. I would have took a 3-game ban.
See, you say that he does, but someone else would say no. He should have spoke to him, educated him on why he said was wrong.
Yeah, but how can you do that?
One who's never been racially accused.
No, how could you have done that unless someone I completely understand the education side of it. Completely, absolutely, 100%. I'm with that. But in that situation, right? Like, he couldn't have just sat there and gone, actually, like, there just wasn't a situation. He could have left it. Absolutely agreed. He could have left it, right? But he couldn't have sat there in that moment unless it was arranged by both clubs, unless both players agreed to it, unless, whoever else sorted it. It will be a much more extensive thing to arrange.
Yeah, no, Kendall, I get you. And that's the point that I think David is making, and that's what I kind of agree with. It's so nuanced that like it's more. It takes more than just banning people. It takes more than just beating 100%. Someone up. Because Kamara, let's be honest, Kamara beating him up don't change nothing. He's still gonna be a racist, but if anything, he's gonna
the only thing he's made the situation worse because he's gonna be
potentially. You know what I mean? Like, so
that guy over there has done this to me.
Yeah. So if it was justice or not, there's more things that needs to be done, more conversations that need to be had, and it needs to be more spaces where you can have deep, nuanced conversations without getting labeled and get caught this and that. And then that's the only way the places can grow. Because football, at the end of the day, is a reflection of society. So if society ain't fixed, don't expect football to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just unfortunately the way it rolls. But guys, we've been going for a long time. I know that we went kind of left with that last topic, but I want to really speak about that because we need to make sure that we understand that UEFA aren't the good guys in this. They ain't the big victors. They ain't the heroes. They just got away with being pagans. That's all they did. They got away with being pagans, and we need to be on their neck as well because we need to reform in the game, not just in terms of the way that they treat players, but the way the sport is ran, corruption, money distribution, the care for the lower leagues and the lower tables, the lower clubs. Those need to get speaking about as well. Those things need to get changed too. So we cannot stop here, people. We are the resistance. You know what I'm saying? We are the resistance, and we are here to try and make as much change as possible. Why we still love this sport called football, because at the end of the day, without us, this sport is nothing. So let's try and do something with it, guys. This has been a wonderful stream. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed everything we spoke about. I'm going to quickly just put your @ on the screen before you guys go. Everyone in the comments, please smash the like button for us. You know, it is one last time. Big smash of the like button for everything we spoke about. We spoke about the Super League, Ed Woodward getting sacked, the owners coming out, what should fans do, and even how much UEFA can do to stop things like racism. So please smash the like button for us. Share this out to all them charlatans like catching the vibes right now. We've had an amazing time. We want to make sure they're feeling good. You know what I'm saying? The church vibe is open for a reason. And of course, everybody subscribe to the Football Terrace. We have been the Midnight Vibes crew. This has been episode 43. I hope everyone enjoys. And remember,